perfect. So hi. So we have Mr. Priyaranjan Kumar, who now I've known for a little more than 3 years, who now runs a company and he's CEO of Agile Intelligence. And we'll deep dive into it more as the conversation goes on. But he's also spanned a lot in the HR domain. So basically, his expertise being the HR. So I think 33 years, Mr. Kumar, is what your HR
Exactly.
experience has been.
Yes. But
And you worked with Tatas, with Dr. Reddy's, with Welspun, and a couple more
RPG
chemical
Group.
companies, RPG Group, couple of companies.
Yes.
So manufacturing and pharma is your forte, is what it
Right.
comes across, right? And of course, we've been talking for a while. I think we met when you were Welspun, and you were the one who put us in touch with your America plant, where we started working with CBREX. And that's how we met. And after you left, I think we still kept in touch, which is a good thing, right? It's always good to meet
Yes.
you, have coffee with you. So, yeah, I mean, today I want to talk to you about how the HR has panned out first for you since you joined. Till now that you hear about AI, about all this stuff happening, people are scared of losing jobs. People are saying, what, I don't know if I'm going to have a job, at the TA landscape, right? And see if, you can give us some insights on what you've learned, what you think, and what your perspective is with the HR, and then how HR functions panned out when you were working earlier and when you're working now, right?
Yeah.
So over to you. Let me know, and then we can. So that's the basis of the conversation. And as we go along, we'll probably put some humor into it also. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting, Sanjeev. It's really wonderful knowing you right from first conversation we had. And I never saw Sanjeev selling a product to me. So that's really wonderful. And talking about in general what's happening, how the market is, and common interests we explored, and then we were trying to find solutions to the organization. And that's really stuck in my mind all the time. And I think that's quality of relationship is always based on these kind of tenets. And that's why we keep meeting, having, as you said, that we meet over coffee and then we chat over various topics. That's a really wonderful. Always great meeting you and having a nice conversation.
Thank you.
If I go back to my first job, when I started with Tata's, it wasn't HR those years.
Okay.
It used to be personnel management and industrial relations.
Personal management. Okay. Interesting.
And all these started evolving over the years. So, and Tata's being Tata's, they have always been ahead of the human curve. Very strong values, very deep-rooted thoughts about taking care of people. And today, when we talk about human resource is asset and all that, in right, I have not seen a JRD face to face, but then I met Ratan Tata at least 3 times in my life, and I feel lucky that I had that conversation. 2 was official, and 1 I met him many years later after I left Taj. I met him accidentally at a common doctor's clinic where I went, and he also used to come there. So the simplicity speaks for itself, and we had very quick conversation. So everything, why I'm saying this, because even though it was personnel management, industrial relations, he always spoke about the human element. He said that you need to take care of people and people will take care of your organization. And that's how things worked out there. Of course, for my own reasons, I decided to move out of that place and joined Transport Corporation because I wanted to create something new. And creation can happen where there is a need. There is something undefined, where Tatas were very well defined, structured, I was learning new things. So moved into that space, and I saw that how new systems, learning new uh, challenges and human challenges, because human, as we know that even today we are talking about AI or machine learning and so on and so forth. Every day, new things coming up, but still, one thing is constant: is a human. All these things are created by human.
Correct.
So that human element, if we touch upon at different times, different eras, uh, it only gives us understanding that we need to always keep learning, and continuous learning keeps us abreast of new technologies, new knowledge, and the requirements of the organization. Because see, ultimately, organizations are commercial organization, most of them, unless they are into NGO or not for profit organization. If this is a commercial organization, then everybody in the organization has to see the interest of the organization so that all the benefits also come to the people. This is a missing link where, and when I'm saying missing link, it's about not understanding what's the need of the organizations are, and therefore not upgrading my knowledge. If I don't upgrade myself, then I don't stay relevant.
Absolutely.
And that's the problem today. So when things came, I remember when I joined my first job, computer used to be a huge, what you call, so much classified asset that there was a separate computer room, and to go to the computer room we had to take permission and then leave the soup outside
Leave
the
the shoes
room.
outside. Correct.
Yeah.
This happened when I was in school. In school,
Yes.
and they go to, yeah, you know, wear some
Yeah.
special socks and go so that you
Yes.
don't get dust around the place and
Dust
stuff like
around.
that, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So that from that era today, you see where we have reached. So we have seen those transitions in
Correct.
terms of working softwares. Those years, I remember it was a need. So I went to an institute to learn DOS commands. Today, who is learning DOS commands? Things are all, unless somebody is completely into software development, coding, that coding is also now going away.
Now done
It's
by
all
AI. Yeah,
done.
yeah. You just prompt
It's
the
done
AI
by,
now, and yeah, you prompt the
right.
AI and they give you a code. Yeah.
So those years, we had to learn first DOS commands, then learn. There was, sorry. So these MS Office. There was nothing called MS Office. There, Lotus 1, 2, 3, Fox Pro. These were the kind of systems those years. From there, slowly we have come to this, and now there is a rapid change. So
Yeah.
those even today, when we are seeing companies laying off people, I keep hearing discussions and the talk by uh, people like Sundar Pichai and all. What ultimately they're talking? They're only talking about the advancement will keep happening, but people need to keep pace with the learning. Everybody needs to diversify. Now, one of the question I saw you had asked that how these people have not learned the basics or how to manage IR. Of
Hmm.
course, now IR uh, is also recrestyned as ER. So they say instead of industrial relations, they call it employee relations. It's fine. Of course, the fierce behavior outburst has almost died down, but the demands are still there. Expectations are always there. In union activities are there. Now, how are we managing? In To manage that, what we needed to learn as a human psychology, understanding not that somebody has to go and enroll into human psychology program, but just having basic uh, connect. connect has to be genuine, that I relate with you. If I think something, I say something different and do completely different. That's also
And
issue
that's what,
on ethics.
yeah, a lot of people have that problem
Yeah.
right now. Yeah, in this today's
Yes.
world.
And that's where people are getting stuck also, because they have to keep making stories around that to hide what they said earlier, and then so on and so forth. And that's where people, students are. When I am doing what I'm doing today, I keep meeting younger lot in the campuses. Now, many times I see people are in a hurry, and that is leading to also problems. Now, what is happening? They go to one organization from the campus. Instead of learning, in 1 year's time, they decide, oh, I have learned enough and I need to go to a new place. Why? Because I want more salary. I want a better designation, so called. I don't know why designation matters so much, but people do have this aspiration. And plus, there is a peer level comparison. My
Okay.
batchmate from the other college, not even the same college many times, other college, he is or she is at this level, this salary. Why should I be behind? Now,
That's what
but
शर्मा जी की लड़की को देखा, right?
सामाजिक लड़की को देखा,
वो आपने
exactly.
वो क्या किया है, तुम किधर हो, right?
True.
Very, yeah, it
So,
resonates.
so that's leading to problems. And after 2, 3 such switches in first 5 years of their career, they get stuck in the career. And that's where I keep asking people that why don't you look at spending time at more at why in the one organization
One-on-one.
and dig deeper. And very simple example, if you give, I remember I learned this from one of my school teacher. He said that if you need water, because earlier days there used to be a system of digging well. So he gave the example. He said that if you need water, you have to dig a well. If you dig at one place, 10 feet, and then you say, oh, there is no water. You go to another place, dig another 10 feet, no water, another 10 feet, and keep digging. You will not get water. But if you dig at one place, 60, 70 feet, you will get water. Maybe initially it is muddy water, but then you keep digging deeper, you get sweet water, you get the potable water. And that's what I always relate with. It stayed with me so many years. In my school, I heard this. Why? Because it said that if it's similar thing is in the organization. If I stay with the organization, the muddy water is the rough weather there. I might learn through that experience, and then I stay there. I actually sign, and that's how we see some of the stalwarts of earlier age, Rusi Modi or JJ Irani and all Tatars. They all joined as GETs and grew to the level of managing director, CEO, and retired. And they have established many of them have established their own company later. Even now, next generation, I have seen people who stay longer. But today, they think anything more than 1 year is long service.
Don't you think that is like a situation now, because the world pace is so fast, right? That keeping up is also, see, technology has its own problems, right? Where there is a lot of advantages of technology, but also everything cannot have an upside, right? It has to have a downside, which is
Yes.
your what you just said, right? People don't have the time, or they don't have the inclination to wait, right? They don't have the patience.
Right.
The patience is gone. It's diminishing. And I see that with my generation, I see that my kids, it just diminishes, and at a certain point, like I read a lot of articles on people are like, you want your kid to be a certain way, but understand that today the environment they're born in is the environment they'll be in. Just because you think what's right is not right for them. So it's a debate that goes on, right? So and I understand, and it's very rightly said. Today, if you're building a company, for instance, and I have employees who don't believe in me in the long run. They just, they just want to get a quick, some years of experience or a year of experience and jump, right? One part is them, and the other part is the organization, because I also, invest that much time into them, right? So it's a two-way
Yes,
traffic, and both get hampered, right?
absolutely.
So absolutely, I think that's a great point. That's a great point.
So for the other side, talent side, when they very rightly said that generation after generation, the patience level is gone down. But uh, talent side also need to understand the patience level on the organization side is also going down
Yeah.
because they also don't want to wait. Now you see how things have changed. When I joined Taj, I had no sitting place saying that, oh, this is your workplace for 1 year. Why? It's not that there was no space. They said that you will have a space, but this 1 year you are going to be rotated. So I had 6 months induction in every department. So whichever department I went to, I was there for 1 month, and 1 month I had a sitting place in that department.
So you have permanent like this thing. It was
No,
rotating
but
because
yes.
yeah.
So I got rotated in all department, including service, kitchen, then stewarding, all that restaurant, and then I was sent to another property. I joined in Taj Palace, Delhi, and from there I was sent to Jaisalmer project site. I was sent to West Bengal project site to understand that how hotel is brought up and the whole system you need to understand. After 1 year, I was brought back and I was told that now this is your base location. This is where you are going to stay. From there today, when you hire GET, I was talking to a few organizations. They said that, yeah, GET join and we have 1 week induction program. So from 1 year, it has come down to 1 week. So
Wow.
now you understand what kind of orientation these youngsters are being given. So it's not all fault of youngsters. It's also
Yeah.
fault of organizations because they need to induct them properly. They need to give them complete understanding of what is expected out of them. Then they sink in. They start saying, oh, this is my organization where I belong to. The belongingness is not getting created. And people are not paying attention to that. So that's where I also have disconnect with the organization. So all the companies where we do consulting, we keep giving them this inputs in your policy of getting GET on board. Ensure that they understand your organization better. And even that, for that matter, even lateral hires who are coming after 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, even 20 years of experience, you have to induct them because they are coming with their own legacies of past organizations. So how will they come and get assimilated in your culture,
Yeah, it
in
takes
your
time, and
organization? It
it
takes
takes time,
time.
and obviously you need to spend that time to explain that, right?
Very true.
And
And this is precisely also the reason that why uh, they are not able to experiment with new systems. If you ask the CBREX, I was talking to a few people. They were when I said, they said yes. But when I said, okay, now you write to this person and you will get the demo, they just simply didn't do anything about it. When I heard from you that there was no call, no mail, then I checked with them. Oh, no, actually I forgot. And I also thought that, is it worth exploring? I have. Where is that your curiosity to learn gone? You remember when
correct,
first time you explained, and I came to you through a Sipla colleague,
correct.
and he had given me some understanding but you explained me so beautifully in detail, and I realized this for nothing else. At least first explore to learn,
Yeah.
and it worked. It worked beautifully. So I'm
Thank
saying
you.
this particular part is missing in many people.
That's true. So yeah, I mean, I also get this a lot, right? So I mean, obviously, I also talk to a lot of CHROs, TA heads, and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And I know there is a pain point. Like when we spoke, there was a pain point for you in Welspun America, right? And that's what we were going to solve, right?
Yeah.
And we solved it. I mean, it's not that we had we had a magic hat or something, right? It was a technology built for TA, and and you know how that works now, right? I won't get into that, but there is a lot of people who are very apprehensive, even when there's a problem. It's like, who'll bail the cat, right? I know for a fact that you're struggling. I know for a fact that you have a lot of holes I could fill, or CBREX could fill for you, right? But still, there is an apprehension. I don't know, and it's not that okay. I'll say, you know what, Mr. Kumar, come here, give me $1,000. I'll tell you what happens, right? I mean, I'm not consulting you for it. I'm just telling you, use my product. You like it,
Yes.
good. No, we both go our way, right? And we built a product for that, and I know you've been using it. Shipla, who was our first client in the US, Akhil, who introduced you to me,
Yeah.
right? He used it. So the proof of the pudding was already there, right? So I can today tell anyone who wants this that pick up the phone and ask Mr. Kumar. He used to be the CHRO,
Yes.
ask Akhil, he used to be CHRO. I work with other companies, right? In the pharma space and the manufacturing space. But a lot of people hear it and then they're like, yeah, but it's going on. I'm like, if you don't have a problem, it's going on, it's fine. But if I hear that you have a problem, but still you're apprehensive to use something new, which is innovative enough for a lot of people to say yes to you and still not use it. So I don't know what it is, but yeah, you're right. I mean, people are like, apprehension comes, everybody like, yeah, very good. This looks great. Let's meet next week. And you're calling up, and you're like, what happened? Right?
See,
So that's also a big feature of being in the sales and upfront sales, right? So that frontline sales always get that, right? But when you're a founder and you're pushing a product, you're doing it yourself. So you know what the pain is.
true.
So
A very interesting topic you have touched upon is how do you position yourself in the organization? That makes a lot of difference. If many organizations, HR is considered as a support function.
okay, that's a good point. And that's what I want to actually ask you.
Yeah.
When is the
Now,
time you yeah, go ahead, sorry.
I have this audacity to tell that all the organizations I work with, I have always said before joining the organization, other than my first organization was always, as I said, that they were always ahead of the curve. So there
Yeah.
was, and plus I was
A rookie.
uh,
New out of
the
school,
rookie.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
when I learned possibly and right thing for me that I learned all right things at the beginning of my career. But after that, I was very clear I would like to join that organization who would say HR is a business function.
Okay.
And
Which is, I mean, yeah.
everywhere I asked in my interview, I said that, look, after third organization, precisely, I asked this question. I said that if you are interviewing me, I know you would be interviewing more candidates. You have more options. I want to ask you, do you consider HR as a support function, corporate function, or a business function? So he said, how does it matter? I say, it matters to me at least. If you consider as a corporate function or support function, then I am not the right person for your organization. So very well, you have option. You can always decide to get someone
Go
else.
someone else.
So, and this made all difference to me because when I joined the organization, with last few organizations, I worked with promoters directly, and they were very clear that they have agreed to me that HR is a business function. So it means a lot. Why? Well, if it is a business function, then I have all right to ask questions. I have a right to take decisions.
Correct.
You define the periphery. You tell me that, okay, you can take decision only within this periphery. That we can debate and agree. It's fine. But once we have agreed, then don't come and ask me, why did you take this? That makes all the difference. And I saw when you had sent me the note, another question was that how do you ensure that you are on the in the boardroom and you are heard? Very, very pertinent question what you raised. Because if we do this, along with this, what comes is rolling up my sleeves and working on the floor.
Correct.
If I am ready for that, then I will talk the same language what my CEO is talking, what my chairman is asking for, and all other business heads are aspiring for. Then they see me as equals. They'll say that he has also put his neck on the block. Then I am heard. And I sit on that table and I question. To question, I need to learn the business. I need to understand the challenges. I need to know the ground realities. For that, I need to travel. I need to go on the shop floor.
And you need to voice your opinion, right?
And then voice my opinion.
Yeah,
And when I voice my opinion, it's backed by all facts, figures, data.
correct.
And this is where, unfortunately, in this fraternity, a lot of people don't agree with me, and so be it. But then people take shortcuts. They don't want to confront people because they don't have data and backup information. Then obviously they will not have right place.
Correct.
How do you sit on that table then?
Yeah, I mean, when you and at a C level or C suite, right? There are a lot of challenges that you face, and if you can't question why that challenges are coming up, right? It becomes very difficult. Then you're
Right.
only saying, okay, I will listen to what you're saying, and then you're like, for
Right.
me, I just have a title. I'm nothing else, right? I'm not actually a part of the organization. A title, yeah, but otherwise everything else, I will listen to
Yes.
somebody else. And I think
Oh.
when you reach a C-suite, that cannot be how you operate, right? Then you're not then you rather not have that title and have that title vacate with someone who actually can ask questions and for the betterment of the company, right?
Yes.
And today, there are a lot of companies, and I know you've worked in London, in the US, you worked in Singapore, you worked in the UAE, right? Apart from India. What is it that you feel A is good vis-a-vis working and what lacks, right? In your opinion, in your peers, right? If I were to ask you, you're a CHRO in India, somebody in Singapore, somebody in this thing. What is it that you think lacks, and what do you think is a good thing? I'm sure not all the countries, but something you can touch upon, right? Globally, right? Because
Right.
it's essentially we all today, India, America, whatever, right? It's a global movement. Anything happens, everybody in the globally gets, and we're seeing that, very brilliantly right now. So, what is your take?
It's you have actually answered also half. It's a global world today. And I was global CHRO,
Correct.
managing America, UAE, rest of the world as well. And when I was hiring my HR head for US, and we did actually through your system, when I met the candidate, I would certainly not ask certain information what normally we would ask in India. That's a cultural difference, which
Okay.
we need to respect, because certain
Absolutely.
things in that part of the globe, it's not no, particularly what we call privacy. The privacy is of highest order in that part of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Something in India culturally is supposed to be very negative, is actually positive there. And one of those things are that if you somebody says that I was fired from the organization, nobody will look at the CV in India. I'm sorry, this guy was fired. And I hired people there in the US where, in fact, the CV they wrote that I was fired 3 times. And it is not negative because
Yeah,
we
it's not
need to
looked down upon.
understand it's not looked down. And in fact, the guy who wrote 3 times fired, we hired him there for technical thing, because firing there is not happening based on how bad the person is. Firing happens there because of the various constraints in the industry, system, company, etc. And that is known to people. So
Mm-hmm.
we know. what's happening. Now, sometimes uh, I have seen people at senior level, they miss these kind of uh, uh, understanding, and that leads to problems. Uh, But before that, if we come to elevating ourselves to the role, next level role, it's very important that how do I prepare myself for that role?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So understanding the nuances, dimensions of the role, and then am I ready? Just aspiration is not good enough. Everybody wants to become CHRO, but then how have you groomed yourself for that role? And that means what are the dimensions? What are the challenges? Because and that's where I keep telling people that when you grow in the ladder in the organization, two elements grow with it. One is uncertainty, and second is complexities. These two elements grow phenomenally when the because this is a
The higher the
pyramid.
ladder, the higher the ladder it becomes. Yeah.
So then question comes that have I trained myself how to anticipate complexities and these uncertainties, and then have I trained myself to tackle it, handle it properly?
Mm-hmm.
And I see that gap, a big gap in people where, and that's where they fail also. Because if you see lots of CHROs, they keep moving, but it actually leads to such things. Because what are the uncertainties? Business is uncertain. If this US Iran Israel war happened, because of that, oil prices went up, still soaring high, and that has impacted all other sectors because of fuel price going up.
Yeah, and which is the backbone to do anything today,
And
right? From
that's
what you eat to what you buy, is everything is fuel, right? It's so
absolutely.
dependent.
Now, HR guys, if they say that, oh, I have nothing to do in it, I would say I have everything to do with it, because I need to see that if the moment my business is getting impacted, what will company do? Company will look at either revising the prices, which would be difficult for customers to agree. Then what happens? Where do you cut corners? Then you start firing people. So let's do resizing.
Yeah.
Now it's nothing called resizing. It's basically you are firing people. Now, who should feel the heat? HR head first. He should develop, or she should develop the concern that my organization should not be in that league. And for that, I need to start working in advance. Two organizations actively for long term, I'm consulting in Western India. I told them that you need, the moment war was that time uh, kind of starting, I said that you need to prepare yourselves. And they were that time planning to hire lots of people in their plant and all that for future. I said, wait, because if you make the offer and then retract is not good. Or you hire, induct them, and then you try to fire them is not good at all. So just wait, suffer for some time. And that's happened. Now they are saying that, sir, thank you very much for advising us at the right time, because we did not hire. What happened? One of the major product for that they were hiring technical guys. That product has got badly hit because of this war.
Okay. So it's a direct
Because
impact.
direct impact. Because that product, 40% supply was to Iran alone.
Oh.
Now,
Then
now
yeah.
their plant is almost idle. What to do? So I'm saying that this is what their HR should have done. But then, anyway, we were working, so we said, hold on, don't go ahead with this. So I'm saying, the point I'm driving is the CHROs, the HR heads, HR BPs, they need to get integrated fully into the business and then look at smarter ways of working and learn nuances and also globally what is happening. Because earlier people used to say, learn what is happening in the country. No more country. Learn globally what is happening. And people are moving. If you see Hindustan Unilever HR head is Lina Nair, he become CEO of a global FMCG
Correct.
company, Sanel.
Hmm.
So people can actually elevate themselves to any role they want, provided they have gone through this kind of
Cycle.
cycle. They need to sharpen themselves, and they also need to anticipate what is coming and then prepare themselves for that. So that's very important.
So just to ask you, and this is very interesting, is that of course uh, with your experience with company like Dr. Reddy's and other pharma company and chemical companies, I know they were global, right? All of them were
Yes.
global. All of them had global talent. All of them, and especially when you were there, Dr. Reddy's, I believe, and we had this conversation that their footprint was increasing at that time, right? They were expanding. They were
Yes.
going in new markets. When How do you look at the talent landscape through your lens, right? What is when I believe Dr. Reddy's were 15 years or 18 years back. From that time, from the time that you actually started looking at talent globally till your last, single Welspun, you looked at talent globally, right? That was your all. I mean, that came under your purview, right? What do you think has changed for the better and the worse, right? Has technology changed because of
Ah.
to the better? What is it that have said, okay, you know what, it doesn't really matter, right? I can hire talent anywhere. Or you're saying, oh my God, there's a new market open now. What do I do? I have to fill people. See, M&A is easy because when you get an M&A, you get employees and then you do your shifting and all. So that's still an easier task, I would think, and I would correct me if I'm wrong. Then someone saying, okay, now I need to get an office first, then start a plant, and then hire people. So that kind of a thing, right? What is your
Yeah.
take on it?
Some fortunately, these organizations where I have worked, they have been progressive in thinking. So
Very good.
Dr. Reddy's, uh, very very initial days when ISB started in Hyderabad,
Okay.
first batch of ISB had participants from Dr. Reddy's.
Okay.
Reason that when they started, they asked many companies to patron them, become patron to them. And G. Prasad, our CEO that time, he agreed and he said, look, we value the curriculum, etc. And they have now they take admission through GMAT also, but then that time they had their own entrance test followed by GD interview, etc. And we said, quickly we made the policy because CEO said that let's make the policy that all the employees who would pass the test and get admission, then company will sponsor 100% in
Okay.
addition to full salary. Now you can imagine this policy Dr. Reddy's writing when it was 1999.
Oh,
So it's that progressive. Is it those who go, it was 1 year program. So and still it's 1 year program. 1 year salary will be paid. It will get credited to your account. You will study. Your study is 100% sponsored by the company. And you come back to the company and then we will reevaluate your role also. So it used to be that once they come back, the role will be enhanced. The salary will be revised. Why somebody will not go for it? People used to prepare a day and night to get into that role. So
program.
point I'm driving is managing talent landscape was the thought that if we have in Hyderabad a global level institute, why not uh, tie up with them and send our employees for that kind of thing? Then when it went global, US, they went to US, they launched product in US. New Jersey was the headquarter. hiring was all local, except one or two people, because finance guy was from India because he was setting up the office, and plus one administrator had gone there from India. Otherwise, everybody, even the North American headquarter, it was called, even today it is called, head of business was American, continues to be American. Uh, Similarly, HR head was American, Russian, no, Chinese origin, but American.
American
So,
born. Okay.
yeah. So I'm saying this was all thought process of getting talent, and part of induction, they all used to come to India. They would all be brought to India. They get inducted in the company, telling them that, look, we are Indian MNC. This is what we do, but we strongly believe in respecting law of the land and the culture of the place. So policies were not, other than few things, what can be done globally. But one was performance management system. Second was ethics policy, governance.
Okay.
These were kind of common, but otherwise policies were local. So they followed by that, they went to Russia, large setup, Brazil, large setup, all local talent. And that is one part, the hiring and making talent diverse. So diversity was spoken right from that time. If you see even cultural diversity to gender diversity, if I remember correctly, in my Atlanta R&D center, we had 40% women.
Okay.
And today, a lot of companies struggle to make it even 33%, what is our government is suggesting. So, and it was all by design, that, without compromising on merit. So it's not that women work less, nothing. Women also work very, very good, and a lot of them are very high meritorious candidates. So that was second, the diversity. And third was reskilling. That you keep sending your employees to institutes. Like I went to IIM Ahmedabad for a fairly long program, advanced management program. I came from HR, but I didn't go for HR program. I went for advanced general management program. So when I came back from IIM Ahmedabad, uh, they asked me what role you would like to take up. And that's the time I said I would like to get into operations. And I went in operations, leaving HR behind.
Okay.
So, see, these are, this is how the talent has also been moved very consciously. That how do you prepare talent for future, make them more, global, and also diversified, that you can interchangeably use people. You can put them into different functions. Similar example I can give you, when I left Dr. Reddy and came to Mumbai in 2008 with RPG, another great organization where they give very defined, structured delegation of authority, the empowerment metrics. And people would not come and keep asking, what are you doing today, or what is your plan for tomorrow, and all this. I would say, as long as you are doing your job, you are updating your seniors, and you are achieving your defined objectives, nobody would ask or look at your time sheet, that you are coming at 9 o'clock or going at 6 o'clock or not. If you come at 10, it's fine. If you, in fact, RPG house you go, I really admire Mr. Harsh Goenka, the chairman. He got all offices renovated. So the company I worked with in RPG group was called Rekem RPG. That office was renovated, and if you enter that office, you will feel like you are in Starbucks. There is no cabin. Even CEO sits in open, and there is no barricade also. It's just in open, the chair kept, and other side we would have visitor chair. In the middle, you will see some swing hanging, and people are sitting on that having coffee. that kind of thing. He said that make it so uh, informal that people don't have unnecessary negative stress. They should feel at home and completely free and think positive.
Wow.
That was the whole idea.
That makes a lot of sense, and that makes a lot of difference also.
Yeah.
When
So,
when you work in an environment like that, obviously your whole perception changes, right?
true. So this is how I have seen the talent landscape changing.
Okay.
And these plus at various levels, they said that we need to also nurture our own talent. Therefore, opening level, take more people and groom them in the company. In the process, yes, there are some people will leave, maybe for right reasons, sometimes maybe wrong reasons that we would not have been stepping up to their expectations, but we can't do much about it. Whatever we can do, we should do. But beyond a point we can't do, then they go, it's fine. But then at least we no, don't let them go in a bad note. That was a key point. They said that they should become brand ambassador. It is okay, I left for these two reasons, what they could not have done, but still I miss the company. And
I recommend somebody going to the company.
And recommend people to the company. And to that extent, I can tell you, every 2 years, RPG also organizes alumni meet. Dr. Reddy's also organizes alumni meet.
Wow.
And people look forward to going for it.
It says a lot. That says a
And
lot.
yes.
Yeah, this is not your school. This is somewhere you worked. See, college and school, a lot of people want to go back to alumni because of old days, right? But it's very good that company like this still do it, and people look forward to go for it,
Yes.
right?
It's wonderful.
So I know you're doing some consulting gigs for a lot of companies who want to come up, promoter led, now passing on the baton to the new generation, right? They also have challenges and stuff like that. So in the global diaspora of things, what do you think is that two things that you would say or you would see in India, right? How people are changing, and are people still thinking global and doing global, or just thinking global and not doing global, right? सोच सबके पास है कि what, I think I'll have 5 offices, but has the courage or the conviction of doing it, right? Is that something you've seen, something that is interesting nowadays? Because I talk to a lot of companies who are growing and want to open office in different parts of the world, but that when it comes to the money where the mouth is, they pull back, right? For various reasons. I mean, not to blame anyone, but yeah, seen that. So just wanted to ask your opinion on it.
You have said this. These mid-sized companies or the companies who are still uh, managed by the family and they want to become big. One, they're struggling with multiple issues, but then the top two, as you asked, I can tell you one is the ability to let go.
Okay.
That's a big thing which is coming in the way. And I appreciate that. Fine, if you are today 6,000-7,000 crore, you have brought up the way you worked.
Absolutely.
But now, staying with that legacy will not make you grow from here. So you need to see that how much more I can let go and put a review system in place where I can ask right questions to the professionals. That's one. And immediately followed by this is the other issue of getting into positive partnerships. Everything we cannot do in-house.
Okay.
It's a world of networking. And therefore, we need to leverage the strengths of those who have created it. Now, in manufacturing organization, if I try to create an IT setup, you are actually putting money into a futile exercise. You leverage on the strength of so many IT setups who have already done well. They are supporting good companies. And therefore, I also tell them that don't unnecessarily swell your HR department. You have, because you see another colleague or another industrialist whom you know well, a similar size company, and their HR team is 200 people, and I have got 80. That means I'm suffering. And it's not true. Possibly you are smarter. Feel happy about it. And for everything, what needs to be done is you leverage on a strength. So one company, I was telling them about this product, like why, because they were saying that, oh, I am using a local consultant and some very less expenditure, etc. I said, don't look at that. Look at the speed. You are struggling for talent. What matters to you is how fast right talent comes on board and he or she becomes productive. That should be focused rather than looking at how many pennies I have saved. But even then, I'll tell you, you are not saving because you have added people, more people, to search for CVs, sorting CVs, calling for organizing interviews. All these things are happening, and you have 6 people working in this. Put
Yeah, that's
together
true.
that, and that's a recurring cost for you. So these kind of partnerships are missing, and people are not still looking at leveraging those. So these two things: ability to let go, and that also comes with risk taking. And second
Right,
is
yeah.
partnerships. These two are
And
important.
I think, and what is your take on technology in the HR? So a lot of people are building a lot of technology in HR, right?
Yes.
In talent, in in different parts. Like I mean, payments. There's even people's culture and all. People are doing a lot of technology, building a lot of technology into it, so that do you think that human touch is being lost because of that, or you think it's good because that technology makes you enables you to do more? Right? What is your take on that?
I very, very clearly feel newer technologies are all enablers because that helps me as an organization to gear up all my human resources guys towards creating touch points. Listen to people, do some career conversation. These things cannot be done by technology. Technology is enabling you to plan career. Technology is enabling me to search people globally, get them to the place where I want them to be. What kind of finer talent I want, it will physically, it will take me months to find. If it is coming through technology in 2 hours or 1 hour or few minutes, why not? So I have then more time to go and have a cross-functional meeting, a skip level meeting. When I walk on the shop floor, I generally check with people, how are you doing? What's happening? Build that bond. That bond is missing. And this is what is this these days, it will come up in a big way. It's called emotional pay.
Okay.
Now, what is this emotional pay? It's not in terms of money. This is in terms of these kind of recognition, the relationships, connecting people through a very deep bond with the organization. You are, but by any means, you are not telling them that you are going to be spending your whole life here.
Yeah.
It's an open world. Whenever you want to walk out, you walk out. But as long as you are here, we value you. We value our relationship. We look after you, and you look after the business or look after the function and the role you are in. So for this, people have no role, no time. Why? Because they are not leveraging technology today. I'll tell you one company, they had called us for some discussion in Pune. And I asked them that, just tell me for my academic interest that which HR system you are using. And they were looking at each other. And they said, no, sir, we are doing everything in Excel sheet. And understand they have 2,800 people. They make salary every month. I said, 2,800 people salary you make in Excel sheet? I said, yes, we have automated the Excel sheet. So it was, no, I don't want to name the company, but
Yeah.
there are companies. And for errors, they said, yes, sir, people keep coming because some possible, no, because if we are making 2,800 people salary, then 10, 12 errors will be there. So they are
Chalta hai.
living with it. Chalta hai. Now you see, how do you make your company grow if you don't have even basic system in place? And then there are so much more happening. So that's where I keep telling people that technology has come actually in last a decade. Technology has come with a big disruption. That's what people say. There's a disruptive path it has taken. But I don't fully agree with it.
Right.
Why? Because it has disrupted the way people were thinking. It has not disrupted the life of people. It has actually brought more ease to the life.
I agree with you.
So people have to embrace it, learn. I learn even today, when we talked about my son, I learn from him. There's nothing wrong. He knows a lot of things which he learned in US. He has done the program and he keeps coming and telling me that, Dad, what you're doing is outdated. Let's do something differently. So I thought, okay. You know what he did in last 3 weeks, he have been in India now. He has redone the entire website, our website. And he says that this website, and we have spent more than 15, 17 lakhs on developing the website. And he just, in 15 days, he has created new. And he said, now you compare. He says, you dump it. It's a cost of learning for you. So it's a really cost of learning for me. I said, yeah, that's a good way of giving me consolation that I have not wasted my money.
Yeah, I've
This
paid for
is
something
how
I learned
people
from.
need to see.
Yeah.
Embrace new technologies and learn from that and move ahead. That's where people are making this technology their blame, not right. You
Yeah,
have
I
to
think
leverage that technologies.
yeah, I think we have a long way to go in this thing. But in interest of time, I'll ask you. I know I want you to talk. I know you left the corporate world and now you're on your own, and with your new. And I've seen you transition from a CHR role to how passionate about your new venture you're in. Right? Wanted to know more about it. I wanted to learn. I know we've spoken a lot, and I know your whole background
Hmm.
or your whole thinking about fitting people into different things just because they can be fitted is not the right way. And that's why today my father, and I know you've spoken about this, my father says, oh, become an engineer. Doesn't matter, that's, you'll get, you'll listening. It doesn't matter. Nobody asks that, forget what you want to become. What is your strength? You may be a great engineer, but maybe a great mechanical engineer. And you're in chemical
Right.
engineering. It just doesn't. So I know that is the basis of what, what you want to create, right? So what is it that, uh, give me something that, I want to know. What is your idea
So
behind this?
it the story goes back to 2011.
Mm-hmm.
2011, me and a friend of mine, and that time I had also a couple of years back from there. 2007, actually, I came back from US after my completing my strategic human resource management program from Michigan University. So, and there they taught a lot more business than actually HR. They say that
Huh?
you can do better HR if you know business differently. So we were talking about this, and then we said, going forward, and HR is evolving, and it's going to be uh, like a profession of a doctor, where he- every stream is getting super specialized. So
Mm-hmm.
HR also got from overall HRM, it became hiring, training and development, career management, and so on and so forth. So I said, let's look at this closely. And we were talking, sitting in Prabhadevi, one of the those years CCD. So there, I overheard a conversation of a young boy and a girl. Possibly they had joined the organization and they were trying to quit. So they were talking, and we were overhearing the conversation. There is absolutely a wrong decision, but we had no choice from the campus. We went into it. And then the girl said that, who is the biggest culprit is the parents, my parent, because they told me to do this program, which I never wanted. So that was the trigger point.
Okay.
And we said that let's do research in this. So then we started collecting a lot of data. And in 2012, I instituted this organization, Attitude and Intelligence Learning Systems. It was purely for research. So we said the first few years, 2 years we collected data. So almost 15,000 young professionals data we collected from large number of organizations. And then we hired people on temporary basis to connect with them and set up time for interview.
Okay.
And over a period of 6 years, we interviewed all these 10,000. Out of 15,000, we could reach out to 10,000. So our actual data is based on 10,000 interviews to understand why these youngsters have changed jobs frequently in first 5 years of their career. And we actually went diving deep and understanding that where was the problem. And in many cases, problems were, these are all symptoms that culture unfit, they could not see the growth and all that. But actually, the problem was that they didn't know their strength. And therefore, building career based on strength was not happening. And that was leading to frustrations because performance was not happening. And that went further deeper that a lot of people who were engineers, they were not faring well in the organization because they were not liking the job. Why didn't they like the job? Because they never, first place, they didn't want to become engineer. So based on all this data, finally, we bounced off with a professor from Harvard, Dr. Myra White, and we analyzed data, and then we started building the program. We said that let's develop our own test assessment of strengths, potential, and then help these youngsters while they are in college. They should learn what are their strengths, what are the potential, and how to use it in the areas they would like to build their career in and plan career better. So that's a program we started. And then we went backward. So like industry does forward integration and backward integration, we did backward integration. We said, let's do something for where they decide their subjects. They decide in 10th. After 10th, children decide where to go, whether for medical, take biology, for engineering, take maths, or some people are little evolved. They say, okay, I am fit for commerce, get into commerce. So help them assess their natural strengths and based on that decide the subjects. So that they don't repent later that I didn't want to do engineering. I didn't want to become a doctor. So parents also should take cognizance of this. So we created a spurs for 10th class student to assess, and assessment would be supported with, we don't call it counseling. It is more of mentoring that help them understand report and then give them some support system so that they learn how to use strengths for their decisions. And for young professionals who are entering the corporate, for them, it's also executive coaching. So help them for at least 3 months, and then they enter the corporate world. And our experience has been so far that all these students are still connected. They just said, you have done so much, so we would like to stay connected. So very good. So that's how we are trying to do. But my long-term vision is that tie up with government schools through government policy and give them at the mass level so that 3 year, 4 year, 5 years down the line, you have quality of talent in the country, what is needed by industry. People
And
go
doing
in
what
the
they're
right
good at.
direction.
And
And
doing what they're
yes,
good at.
yes, doing
Yeah.
what they are good at. And this is the difference between Western world and India. You see, US, you have been yourself. You see that lots of people there, they don't study beyond high school. Why?
Correct.
They realize that I need to do some vocational program. So they get into pastry making. They get into some different work where they enjoy. They think that this is what I enjoy doing. And
Yeah, in
therefore,
fact, even sorry to cut you off. In fact,
yeah,
even people who working professionals, right? They take sabbaticals. In India, it's looked
yes,
down upon,
yes.
right? You taking
No,
sabbatical 2 years. What are you doing? Oh, you were trying to do pottery class. What? It looks bad. In America, it's not, right? I mean, that's the way.
yes,
I mean, I do sabbatical. I want to do something which I have wanted
very
to
true.
do, and people are okay with that, right? So that's also, yeah, that makes sense. And I
In
think at this younger level, yeah,
yeah,
but
uh, no, a similar thing I was telling you, sabbatical. One of when I was with Dr. Reddy, is one of the scientists wanted sabbatical. So I said, why do you want sabbatical? Boss, I want to go and learn guitar. So, and he was already 52 that time. He said, I want to learn guitar. I said, yeah, fine, but you can learn while in company also. He said, no, but it requires more practice. So I would like to pay my attention to that. And also, I have decided that part time I will work in one of these Dominoes and all this, one of that kind of pizza burger corner. You see, a scientist, senior scientist,
wow.
and we agreed. We had the policy was there, so he went off 1 year. He learned guitar, and for because the salary was not paid full. So for sabbatical, there was a system that you will get only 50% salary. So 50% salary he was getting from here, and remaining he was managing through the working in that
So
corner, and we
so
used to do that.
so
So I'm
money wise you
saying,
didn't lose. Yeah,
money wise, he didn't lose, but he pursued his passion. And when
yeah,
he came back, I can tell you that he was a completely different man.
and
He
probably a
would,
better scientist, better
and
at his job.
better,
Yeah.
absolutely, much better. Because then he would, in all the function, and sometimes there we used to have informal evening that's locally in Atlanta office. So he would play guitar and and also his own vocals.
Wow.
So I think that this culture has not picked up in India. People find that if somebody has taken sabbatical, it's negative,
Yeah, it's
which needs
daunting.
to
Yeah,
go up. It needs to improve, and people need to respect such decisions.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm sure. Last question, and we can wrap this up. Is that being the HR function, CHRO, I mean, what you did? What is your one tip to people who want to go global? I mean, a lot of Indian manufacturers are now going global, right? In the
Yeah.
pharma space, in the manufacturing space, in aluminium, in so many other fields, right? And now they're saying the world is my market, not only in India. What is one thing that you would tell them that, uh, one thing that you should do and to become better and be recognizable, and there's no shortcut, right? I mean, not a
There is no
stopgap.
shortcut. No.
So, what is one thing as someone who's done this to people who want to do this, right, or are doing this?
Respecting, while respecting culture, we need to learn how to assimilate talent. That's one thing. It's a big gap today. What happens is, while companies are going global, they are not. They first try to put people from India. That's. I'm not saying it's wrong or right, but uh, my experience has been, and simple thing. Even in India, it is in different regions. If we speak regional language, acceptability, whether we like or not, it's always better.
Yeah,
So if we have somebody local, it's always good. to establish faster, attract more talent, do canvassing at the local level. So lot of advantages of that. So while we are planning to go global, we respect the culture and look at assimilation of talent. That's very important. And for that, there are tools, etc. That's a enablers, but it's a mental level. People need to recognize that.
Awesome. So any last thoughts? I know we can converse the next 10 hours, and you and I have done that. So I don't want to be this thing, but any last thoughts, anything that you think that you want to say, we will keep chatting. You and I will keep meeting, and the relation that we started with professional has gone, much beyond that, which is great, right? But want to hear your thoughts, any closing thoughts, anything.
My advice to, because as you said rightly, that I am working with a lot of family-owned businesses, helping them transform. Transformation and beyond that, everywhere it applies. That if we want to grow in life, then our thoughts need to be transformed first.
Mm-hmm.
Thought level transformation is very, very important and key. That if I am keeping a lot of things inside, and I keep saying, oh, I want to grow, I would do this, I would do that, but then thinking is the same level, nothing is going to move. So transforming thoughts will transform rest of the things automatically, because action will follow. So that's my take on this entire piece of conversation.
So good. Thank you for your time. It was lovely, like always, right? And we'll keep in touch. We will definitely have our coffees at Starbucks, right? And pick each other's head, right? But thank you for doing this. Thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you.